on the teams as announced in midweek. The defending champions are along very familiar lines, established as they bid to emulate the great down team of the early 60s. The McNulty brothers joined Ger Reid in the full back line, with Kieran McGeeney a pivotal figure at centre half. John McEntee and Paul McGrain could be joined by the other McEntee, Tony, in midfield at some time or other. Diarmuid Marsden is injury-free this year, which is great news for Armagh, while Oisin McConville, once he moves into the inside forward line, will be a huge danger to Tyrone. Pressure on the management, pressure on the players as well, Martin.
Oh, very much so, Ger, and certainly today, you know, it's a very big occasion, particularly for Armagh. I think it's
McCrory and Eugene McKenna's team, while Tyrone start with 4 players new to the championship and 2 others who have never started a major match before. But there's a feeling that they are better balanced than last year. Chris Lawn and Sean Teague, well, they're key components at the back today, but others such as Cormac McGinley and Declan McCrossan will have major roles to play as well. It's Kevin Hughes and Cormac McAnallen in midfield, but don't be surprised if it becomes 3 against 3 at some stage. There is speculation that Jared Cavlin could play a great deal deeper. He might be an option to be a third midfield player, leaving space inside for Peter Canavan and Owen Mulligan.
We're probably going to drift out to midfield. It could make for a very solid, a very close, very bunched up centre of the field.
Yeah.
Like I said,
to me, he's never really delivered.
Sure.
Yeah. He's always been an explosive type of player. He is a fantastic burst of pace. He has great upper body strength, and he's a player that can score goals. But
There's enormous rivalry here between these sets of supporters and the players as well, of course. Armagh and Tyrone, a series that dates back to 1890, when Armagh won by 2-8 to 1-2. John Bannon from Longford, he's in charge this afternoon. And already we're seeing quite a few switches, Martin.
Yes, indeed, Ger. At the moment, Diarmuid Marsden has gone out to left half forward, and Oisin McConville has gone into the corner. Tony McEntee has gone centre half forward, and Barry O'Hagan is full forward. And on the other side of the field, I noticed that Peter Canavan has been marked by by Enda McNulty rather, and Jared Reid is going to take Gerald Cavlin. So I presume if Cavlin goes wandering, Reid is going to go with him.
Enda McNulty has played full-back in the past, of course, played last year in this series when Peter Canavan was injured. They're underway. Tyrone breaking forward. Conor McAnallen sending it in there. What a start! What an amazing start! Owen Mulligan from Cookstown. First attack. And a goal after about 10 seconds. This was amazing. The champions caught flat-footed. Last night it was a goal in the last minute. Today it's a goal in the first minute.
Indeed, there's a lesson there for all young forwards. Never stop chasing a lost cause. And in that case, Owen Mulligan followed that ball and delightfully side-footed it into the net.
He's the youngest member of the team. It's his first championship match, his first touch. And he scores a goal immediately. What a start for Tyrone. That's one back there by Cormac McGinley. They get it away through Chris Lawn. Tyrone in the white. Red shorts. That's Declan McCrossan. Had a very fine league campaign. Gathering here is Enda McNulty for Armagh. They work it forward there towards Kieran Hughes. It's a very good Armagh half-back line. Now it's McEntee. Into space, sent in there towards Barry O'Hagan, who's got into full forward, as you heard. Has it back again. Chris Lawn trying to prevent the movement here by the Armagh forwards, almost inviting them into overholding. Barry O'Hagan there trying to scramble that one. In the end, John Bannon says touched on the ground, and it's going to be a free out for Tyrone. What about that for a start by Tyrone?
Certainly it's a start they would really have wanted. They're a young team, much more inexperienced than Armagh, and certainly that will give them great confidence.
Well, we'll look at it again later on and see how many seconds were gone, but it's academic. I think it was about 10 to 15 seconds into the first half. Finbar McConnell from Newtown Stewart, playing in his 22nd championship match. Fisted back down again. Pascal Canavan's over there. Good movement and a push. Player who was fouled was Stephen MacDonald. MacDonald got 2 points last year. This was the incident involving Cormac McGinley, and his number has been noted by the official, and it's going to be a free in. Oisin McConville shaping up like he's going to take it. The crowd attempting to break the decibel level in this 32nd ever meeting of these counties in the Ulster Championship. McConville from Crossmaglen Rangers. He catches it well, he strikes it brilliantly, and he puts it over the bar. It's Armagh's first score. And inevitably he does the business for them.
Certainly, Jerry, you're speaking there about the atmosphere. There's a wonderful atmosphere here today, and kind of local rivalries like this generate a special atmosphere. And certainly, in contrast to last night, there's a huge noise level.
The two Bryans, Canavan and McAlinden. Broken down, but it's broken down once again to the goal scorer, Owen Mulligan. Flicked ahead here by McAnallen. Good running by Kevin Hughes. Hughes for Tyrone. Ger Reid closest to him. Out Peter Canavan. They expect great things from him every time he gets possession, and they've got a point here. He was the provider this time. And it's Brian Doer. Nice ball outside here. Outside of the boot. And in fact, Stephen O'Neill is credited with that final shot on target. Doer wasn't far away from him. Well, McGeaney is going to have to keep tabs on Stephen O'Neill. That's Pat McCartan there on the right-hand side. Was a selector back in '86 when Tyrone probably should have won an All-Ireland against Pat Balance Kerry. This is taken in well here by Declan McCrossan. He's fouled, and it's a free down for Tyrone. Peter Canavan taking it, flicked ahead well towards Owen Mulligan, trying to exploit space inside. Ger Reid's after him, he trips his immediate opponent, and Tyrone have themselves a free.
Yes, indeed, Owen Mulligan actually has been marked by Gerard Reid, and it is Justin McNulty who's following Gerard Cavan at the field.
Stephen O'Neill kicking, and he gets his second point of the match. This player is quite capable of amassing quite a big tally in league or championship. Under 21 this year, 4th championship match this afternoon. Benny Tierney, the goalkeeper. 28th championship match today, one of the great characters in this 2 in a row winning Ulster team. Trying to pick out a colleague in midfield. A bit of restraining there on the part of Brian Doer. The free is taken by Tony McEntee. He's in around midfield. But there is a fair bit of space about. Kevin Hughes and they work it away towards Declan McCrossan. Tyrone leading, McCrossan again, fed invitingly there. This is Stephen O'Neill once again, and his striptease is going through, and it's already patently obvious that this man is causing major problems.
Very much so. Kieran McGinney isn't getting tightened at all, and there's two players at the moment that are really impressing me. At wing-back, Declan McCrossan has come forward on a number of occasions. Both he and Stephen are on the under-21 team. Great understanding among one another, and certainly they're causing difficulties even though it's very early in the game.
Well, that time O'Neill going through, fouled by Cathal O'Rourke, and that's the first yellow card. And that's gone over the bar, and it's Peter Canavan from Errigal Kieroyne in Tyrone, a most famous club, getting the point from the free, and it's a wonderful start for Tyrone. They're chasing the champions, but they're leading the chase at this stage. Well, Canavan has had an absolutely fantastic career. That's 6 goals and 98 points in all that he's scored in the previous 22 championship matches. Benny Tierney in towards McEntee. Great catch, beautiful play by Kevin Hughes, fed ahead by Cormac McAnallen. Peter Canavan's after it, so too Enda McNulty. Canavan was going through and it was picked off the ground, and it's a free for Armagh.
Certainly that was a very lucky break for Armagh, because at that time Owen Mulligan had broken free and Canavan was about to give him the pass, and there's a clear run and goals.
Kicked up into space, fed back by McConville to the waiting Diarmuid Marsden, but they win it back again. Tyrone, Declan McCrossan, they look more eager. Armagh look like a team who've gone into this match with the weight of expectation on their shoulders, whereas Tyrone may feel, well, we're an emerging young team, and throw in a few of the Canavans and you've got a wonderful cocktail, really.
Very much so. I should say, Ger, in terms of urgency, there's only one team in it at the moment, and I think Armagh are quite shell-shocked. They're taking a little time to get over that early score.
That's a yellow card now for Declan McCrossan. Student at Jordanstown, taken back this time by Paul McGrain. Fed in there towards Barry O'Hagan, but 2 against 1, and the 2 managed to get possession back, and Tyrone work it out again, and that is Pascal Canavan. Forward it goes to Cormac McGinley, and there's a clash in there. It's going to be a free to Tyrone. Cathal O'Rourke there just querying the decision. O'Rourke was arriving late on the scene there. He wasn't involved, but he was incensed. Here it is again, as Cormac McGinley was coming across there, and Tony McEntee was clashing with him.
Yes, indeed. I certainly think that has probably tested both their collarbones. That was quite a collision there, and both of them are down, actually, and that'll be a huge loss, actually, to Armagh in particular, if Tony McEntee had to go off, because as an extra midfielder, he's vital to their cause.
Well, we're just seeing Michael McGee and Owen Gormley warming up. Owen Gormley, who scored all bar 1 of Tyrone's points in last year's championship clash. That was 7 out of 8, by the way.
Yes, just going back to the tactics of the game as it has settled down now, Ger, it seems that on the Tyrone team, Pascal Canavan is doing the wandering. Effectively, they're playing 5 men up with 3 men in an orthodox fashion in the full forward line, but Canavan is doing the wandering back into their back line. But in contrast to last night, there's a lot more kicking of the ball, which is very, very refreshing.
So McGinley back on his feet. I'm glad to report that McEntee is back with the action as well. Free taken down towards Stephen O'Neill, and again it's McCrossan coming through here. He's a real threat on that left wing, belting it across. Oh, that would be an amazing score, and it's by Declan McCrossan on his championship debut. Captain of the Tyrone Miners that won in 1997. Well, victorious course, on that occasion in Ulster, but they eventually lost out in the All-Ireland Series to Laois. And Tyrone are very, very effective. They're moving smartly, possessing wonderful determination, loads of skill, great class, fine scoring and passing. They're all over Armagh at this stage. This one has gone wide, however, and it was Cormac McAnallen, their very influential midfield player, and that's just their first wide. Had a real opportunity. Armagh were very slow to close them down. There was no effective challenge, no shouldering, nothing.
Well, to use a greyhound analogy, they haven't come out of their traps at all yet. They're stuck to the ground at the moment, and I think unless they're waking up quickly, they may find that the lead is insurmountable.
Remember, there is little or no breeze about, so no excuses. Dewar wants to take the line ball. Inside to Mulligan, the goal scorer. Players calling for it, just beyond Stephen O'Neill this time. McEntee. Oh, it was intended there for Stephen MacDonald. MacDonald in with the foot challenge. And in the end, it is Sean Tague who made his championship debut against Armagh back in 1993. And like you, Martin, he's played in both the Ulster and the Connaught Championships.
I don't think he went back to New York after Mayo beat them a couple of years ago. But again, just commenting on the overall contrast between the two teams, Tyrone seems so much sharper and faster and hungrier than Armagh at the moment.
Remember, it is 12-4 in favour of Armagh, and their management must be worried. That was last year. 12 months on, the balance is much better in this Tyrone side. Kicked in here by Justin McNulty. Won back by Pascal Canavan. Canavan taking the free. Down in here towards Stephen O'Neill. McGeaney trying to get some possession back from him. That's nicely done. Hughes kicking it in, but Peter Canavan is saying to him as he's put that ball wide, play it in low.
Yes, indeed, Peter had broken off his man very effectively there, and the ball should have been given to him. That's twice in the last minute or two. The two midfielders have kicked aimless balls wide.
McAnallen has done it, and Kevin Hughes there. Well, Peter Canavan was, of course, unable to start last year's championship encounter between the same two teams because of injury. He came in late but was ineffective, really. On that occasion, McNulty, that's Enda McNulty, was also at full-back. Joe Reid wasn't playing that day. Touched on there by John McEntee. And Tyrone have got it back again. Ryan McMenamin this time. And another awful ball. That's 3 balls that they've kicked inside, and Peter Canavan is really angry with his colleagues further out the field.
Yeah, it's essential for the moment. Tyrone are ahead at the moment. They're monopolising possession at the moment, but they must make a count on the scoreboard. Donegal last night were ahead, but never, ever made a count on the board. And Tyrone have their period of ascendancy at the moment, but they're not making the best use of it.
You just look at the clock here, 15 minutes gone. Armagh have had 1 shot at the target, and that was a free, which was hit over by Oisin McConville. Sean Tague. And there was a little push. Free to Armagh. Referee close to the action. McEntee kicking. Carl O'Rourke coming to gather. Declan McCrossan giving him some latitude. Decent enough ball down the line. Here comes Diarmuid Marsden. He tries to feed it inside for Stephen MacDonald. The pass is a poor one. Armagh are simply not functioning. Dewar belting it away inside. Again, it's rather aimless. It gives Joe Reid a really good chance to get across in front of Owen Mulligan. Oh, that was a frontal charge. Stephen O'Neill there was right in on top of Kieran McGeaney, who is flattened. And that'll be a yellow card as well.
Well, certainly that's a bookable offence because it was a frontal tackle, and he certainly took quite a bit out of McGeaney with that belt.
This is it again. Made no attempt to do a fair shoulder-to-shoulder charge against Kieran McGeeney. McGeeney, who works for the Irish Sports Council down in Dublin.
Actually, it's one of the things that Armagh might enjoy, actually, if the game does become a little bit physical and becomes a little bit more intense. Because the more open it is, I think the more it'll suit the Tyrone team.
Well, that's a yellow card for Declan McCrossan, a yellow card for Stephen O'Neill, and a yellow card for Cathal O'Rourke of Armagh. McGeeney is back. Compete once again at centre half back. Star player, of course, now with Nafiana down in Dublin. Here he comes. This is the man who can settle down this Armagh team from the pivotal role at centre half back. There's a lot of work to do there for Ryan McMenamin to keep that one in, and it's Stephen O'Neill who's flying, playing the ball forward to Jared Cavalin. Brilliant block down by Justin McNulty. He's after it again. Owen Mulligan won't give up the possession lightly. Armagh beginning to settle a tiny bit better. McGeeney. They're building it forward here. Barry O'Hagan started at full forward. Another opportunity. Oisin McConville drifting in here. And there's a great chance. It was Diarmuid Marsden. He's put it over the bar. Second attack basically for Armagh. It's produced another score. This one might have produced a goal for Diarmuid Marsden. That's what he was thinking about. But he fisted it instead and opted to put it over the bar. Ball in flight, and he knocked it over. McCrossan, very close to the sideline. He's got Stephen MacDonald. Cathal O'Rourke's about as well. That's Declan McCrossan. Referee stepping in to calm matters down a little bit. Art McCrory is out there, the other manager, Brian McAlinden. In fact, both teams have joint managers. O'Rourke's not happy.
Just going back to that last chance a moment ago, I think it was a worrying sign there in the ease with which Oisin McConville rounded Cormac McGinley. And certainly I think Marsden could have done better actually than putting the ball over the bar. A definite goal chance on.
Well, Siobhan McGuinness has done her job there, backing up Declan McCrossan. He's back at left half back, and that's going to be a free for Armagh. Paul McGrain winning the free. Down it goes there towards Oisin McConville. Well, he's very much the danger man, along with Diarmuid Marsden, I suppose, really, from an Armagh point of view. Well marshalled. Dewar comes way back about 40 metres to collect possession and set Tyrone going once again. Jared Cavalin deep in midfield. O'Rourke's coming across but doesn't get an effective challenge in. Mulligan will have a lot of work to keep it in play. And in the end, it falls out of the arms of Kevin Hughes. It's a very spacious ground. The teams are using the space well, but that final pass by Tyrone when they're in this period of ascendancy, you feel should be better delivered. Benny Tierney from Mullabourne trying to gee up his players. Two other Mullabourne players on the full back line, of course, the two McNultys. This time they get it back with Tony McEntee. Carried forward by Kieran McGeeney. Belted into space. That's Stephen MacDonald trying to link up with Oisin McConville. Back to MacDonald once again. And the sheer eagerness is very obvious from the Tyrone point of view as Cormac McGinley goes down. He was knocked over, and Tyrone get themselves a free. And they lead by 1-4 to 2 points.
Yeah, again, that was a delightful bit of tackling, actually, by young McGinley in the corner.
This was it again here. Bit of a rugby challenge. Stephen MacDonald, the player who was doing the fouling, he's been ticked off by the referee for that. All this while, the Tyrone substitutes, that's Kieran McBride there. Notice Dinky, played last year. Back to full fitness. Good to see him back in the action. He'll be one of the options for Art McCrory and Eugene McKenna. Right now, they're perfectly happy and satisfied with the way things are materialising. But you just wonder, if they lose this match, will they rue all the missed passes when they're in this period where they're clearly the superior force? That's Declan McCrossan. Beyond Jared Kaplan. Canavan is in there and anticipating, but it's taken back well by Andrew McCann, who now plays from Ballyboden. Plays with Ballyboden when he used to play with a team called Tyrone. This is McGeaney. Not given any opportunity to carry that ball out and measure his passes, but he's done well to get it into midfield. Peter Canavan leading the attack here, but leading the charge right now is Diarmuid Marsden, and that's going to be a free for Armagh. It's taken very rapidly. They get it inside there towards Stephen MacDonald. A lot of work to do still, however. Players calling for it. Back it goes to Marsden. They need another score here, and he's found it. It's Diarmuid Marsden's second point. One with the fist, one with the right boot. Armagh will feel they're not out of touch.
Yes, indeed, slowly but surely they're starting to claw their way back into it. At the moment, at centre half-back, McGeaney is starting to get a little bit more ball than he did in the first 10 or 15 minutes. And again, his authority and leadership is so important to the Armagh cause.
So a change is about to be made. Michael McGee coming on, and Cormac McGinley from Errigal Kieroyne makes his way out. So he's gone in to try and keep an eye on Oisin McConville straight away. Big task for him, huge occasion. There's so much at stake here. Paul McGrain. We mentioned the backdoor system last night, and Mickey Moran said he wasn't too enthused about it, but believe me, just as Mickey didn't want to lose last night, neither of the management teams or the players wants to lose this. It's a big, big game. That's kicked away well by Ryan McMenna. They get it down there through Jared Kaplan to Peter Canavan. Well, he was trying to get it back towards Kaplan, but it was well read by Justin McNulty of Armagh, and the Orchard County have a chance to build. Andrew McCann. Space in front of him. Tyrone funneling players back. Fist to the head by Cathal O'Rourke. The stumbling figure there of Oisin McConville. Looking to get loose. Tague trying to put in the challenge here, and the referee saw the push and he says it's a free in.
Yeah, I think that's a lucky enough free actually. I thought Tague had actually got his body in front of him, but I think John Bannon maybe gave it quite a soft free there to McConville.
Well, if this goes over, there'll just be that Owen Mulligan goal between the teams. So Oisin from Crossmaglen, one free taken so far, one scored, and now he's got a second. It's 1-4 to 4 points. 25 minutes are gone.
Yes, indeed, and okay, you know, whereas Tyrone had a blistering open, they still, I don't think they have scored since the 11th minute, which again is about, I don't know, it's 25 minutes gone, no, it's 14 minutes ago. Yep. And they're not making the best use of the possession they're getting.
Well, they used to talk in cliched fashion about a game of two halves. This is a half of two quarters.
Yes, indeed, Gerard.
Oh, great catch. Brilliantly done by John McEntee. Feeding it away there to Andrew McCann. Going back is Sean Tague. They work it away into space. Good running once more by Stephen O'Neill. Started very prominently. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball in recent minutes, but he's going, skipping by McGeaney. And they have players coming through. And that was Kevin Hughes outside towards Jared Kaplan. Well, they still haven't scored, not since that 11th minute score. And winning it back there is Diarmuid Marsden. Barry O'Hagan, just one man forward in the inside line. Stephen MacDonald for Armagh. All the others have been pulled back within the 65-metre line, in fact. That far back.
Yes, last year we used to talk about the way Armagh got everybody behind the ball, but they're starting to do that quite effectively now. They're making it very, very difficult for the Tyrone team to get their shots off at goals.
So a throw ball here, the decision. And that is won back by Armagh and by Paul McGrain, beating Conor McAnallen to it. Tyrone challenging, but it's Armagh who have the possibility of scoring here. John McEntee broken back down here again, and that's the substitute, Michael McGee, winning vital possession. Out to Dewar. Booted ahead by Cormac McAnallen. Down towards Stephen O'Neill, who's drifted into the inside line there. Winning possession, however, is Enda McNulty. That's going to be a free. The player down injured, as you can see, Pascal Canavan. That's Brian McAlinden, former great goalkeeper for Armagh. And I know that's an overused term by commentators, the word great, but he was a terrific goalkeeper. That's what happened just moments ago there. Pascal Canavan and Ger Reid. Rory here, keeping a very watchful eye on proceedings. He'll have been delighted with the start that they made, but there's a yellow card now for Pascal Canavan, and that's two members of the half-forward line that started out here who've been booked.
Just a general comment, I think, at the moment. Tyrone are losing their composure slightly, and the shape that they have had early on in their forward line is gone now. I noticed Canavan is away out around the middle of the field, and they've nobody in the inside line.
But in those opening 10-15 minutes, they showed us what they were capable of. But Armagh are the champions, going for 3 in a row in Ulster. That's one back here. Stephen MacDonald losing out, but they still have an opportunity. Trying to prise open this Tyrone defence. McAnallen chases after the Armagh incoming forward, and in the end they get a 45, and it becomes the game's very first 45. This was very good play here. Stephen MacDonald rather, coming in on the end line here, chasing in after this one, opting to try and fist the point.
Actually,
Paul McGrain in midfield.
Yeah, I think it was Paul McGrain that went through that time, but it was a wonderful piece of defending and tracking back by Cormac McAnallen, who gave away the 45.
So this is the game's first that will be taken by Cathal O'Rourke. This to put 2 points between the teams after a wretched start by Armagh. He kicks it, but he doesn't kick it on target. It's his first wide. Indeed, Armagh with just one wide so far in this half. 30 minutes gone. 5 minutes to go to the break. This time, the kick out reaches Chris Law, and they go short. McGee. That's kicked straight there at Diarmuid Marsden. Out around midfield is where he's playing. Barry O'Hagan started it full forward. He's now out at centre half forward, marked by Sean Tay. Opportunities here. Kicked in by Marsden. It bounces awkwardly, and Finbar McConnell is caught by the forward coming through. Free kick. Brian Dewar. McGee. Good shoulder there by Cathal O'Rourke, but still it's away by Gerard Cavill for Tyrone, and into space, and here comes McCrossan once again. He's landed one already, and he'll feel that he might confidently put this one in as well. It's fisted across there by Pascal Canavan, but fisted out of the field, and it's a kick out for Armagh.
Yes, but once again, when that long ball came in from Declan McCrossan, the only player underneath was Owen Mulligan. There was no support up in the full forward line, and I think that's a criticism I would have of Tyrone of the last 10 or 15 minutes. And again, we have to go back to the 11 minutes since they last scored.
It's a frightening statistic for subs and management alike. They still lead by a goal. McEntee has that one fisted away there by Kevin Hughes. Kaplan goes low to pick this one up. They could do with a point just to re-establish the momentum. Doer trying to sell dummies, but back there with the touch was Enda McNulty. And they get it away through Tony McEntee. Pascal Canavan. McAnallen feeding it through beautifully. Gerard Kaplan. Good turn. Bad strike, however. Bad miss. That's 6 wides now for Tyrone, and they just need a score quickly.
Yes, again, more should be made of that chance by Gerard Kaplan. It's a delightfully punted pass by Pascal Canavan that split the defence.
Just to take a look at the shape of the teams as they are right now. Up front it's still Kaplan, Canavan and Mulligan. In fact, they've retained their shape. That's Tyrone to a great deal more than has been the case with Armagh as Peter Canavan goes down under the weight of that foul. The referee, I think, has taken the name of Paul McGrain. He's just noted his number.
Just going to Peter Canavan for a moment. He's finding it hard to get to the pace of the game today, Ger. It's the first time I've seen him struggling with pace a little bit, and it's the younger members, you know, in particular Stephen O'Neill and Declan McCrossan, who seem to be actually setting the tempo for the Tyrone team. But Peter's been very well marked, but finding it difficult enough to get to the ball.
He passes it inside. Kaplan kicking. That's a much better effort, and he's put it over the bar. Gerard Kaplan from Dungannon. He's been an international rules team player on 2 occasions. This was his 2nd kick on the target in recent minutes, and this is expertly done, and it stretches Tyrone's position as leaders of this game. 22 minutes since they last scored. In the series up to now, Armagh with 18 wins. There have been 3 draws, and Tyrone have won 10 of the championship matches played in the previous 31. Cormac McAnallen to Peter Canavan. He's had to come way out onto the 65-metre line to get possession. Tony McEntee's alongside him. McCrossan coming forward, trying to knock players out of his way. There'll be 3 minutes of added time to play at the end of the 35. Here comes Canavan, his team leading by a goal and a point. Inside to Pascal Canavan, his brother. He goes for another score. The umpires have angled themselves well to make sure that they spot whether it was inside or outside. It was in, and Pascal Canavan has got his first point, and that's 2 in a row now for Tyrone. Having gone 22 minutes without a score, they suddenly come good again, and they still look a very dominant force.
Yeah, that was a lovely bit of fraternal bonding. A beautiful pass from Peter to Pascal, and a wonderful finish.
Mention of bonding, they had a session in Bundoran last weekend, I can tell you. Watched videos, had a match as well, and played a lot of golf.
And pushed your car.
Yes, they did push my car, I have to confess, and I was waiting for Art to ring me and tell me that 4 of them had back problems. Thankfully they didn't. So far, in terms of scoring opportunities, it's fairly emphatic. Here's a chance, but it's a push. And John Bannon has gone down there to whistle. Michael McGee on the ground, shake of the head by Oisin McConville. In terms of scoring opportunities, it's been 8 now for Armagh. They've scored 4 so far, 13 for Tyrone. They've taken 7. So the left boot of Cathal O'Rourke will take this one. Good chance. Well within his range, 24 metres out. He's popped it over the bar. It's O'Rourke's first free and first score. Although he did have a 45 now that I remember, which he missed, but that's 1 out of 2 in fact. Nicely done. So it should be still about another minute and a half or so, maybe 2 minutes of added time to be played. A goal and a point separating these teams. Tyrone with the kick out here. Finbar McConnell, the big man from Newtown Stewart. It's a huge one down into the half-forward line, fisted back there by Paul McGrain. It was Sean Tague who went down low, and the referee says foul. As taken very quickly by Armagh. Played inside beautifully. Opportunities. And in the end, kicked by Oisin McConville and kicked over the bar. 3 points now for Oisin McConville. 2 of them from frees, that one from play. And the gap closes once again to just a goal. That goal after about 10-15 seconds.
Yes, I think there was 2 things there. I thought Sean Tague was slightly harshly penalised for that free because he actually went and played the ball. But the other thing, McConville had a man inside him for a split second there. Had he given it, there was a goal chance on.
Yes, Armagh have had a couple of goal chances now. I remember a point earlier on which Marsden could quite easily have converted into a 3-point score rather than just one. Close to the end of the first half. Tyrone have been the better team. They settled much better, but they haven't put Armagh away. This game is still very, very open indeed. Good claim there, won well by Barry O'Hagan. Armagh with just 2 men in the inside forward line. Oof. Doing the pushing there was Andrew McCann, and the referee has decided that's enough action for the first half here. 38 minutes played in all. A goal by Owen Mulligan from Cookstown. Very, very early is the difference between the teams at this stage on the scoreboard. Armagh will feel they have an awful lot more that they can serve up. Tyrone had their chances. They've missed a lot. Their passing was slack on occasions, and they went 22 minutes without scoring. Here in Clonus at half-time, it's Tyrone 1-6, and it is 6 points for Armagh, and a bit of jostling as they go in at the break. Let's go down to the sideline and to Fineen Muckabord.
With me here is Paddy McKeever. Paddy, what's your assessment of the first half there?
Well, we got off to a very bad start, and I think there was maybe an element of ring rust there. We've had very few competitive matches so far this year, but I think it's showed testament to the side that the character we have, and we've come back and we're still in the game now. So
you're 3 points down. Do you think you can go on and win it in the second half?
Well, I'm sure the boys will be a lot happier now than they were in the first 10 minutes. Now Tyrone sort of were hot there, red hot for a while, like, and they were shooting over from all angles. So I think we're maybe happy enough to be going in with a deficit.
Our attendance today at St. Tyrone.
Paddy, thanks very much.
40,085 people. 30,000.
Yeah. Crowd that you were looking at there, well, it's a huge one. 30,085 spectators here. Passionate supporters of Gaelic football and of Tyrone and Armagh. And Armagh launching the first attack. Opportunities, McConville's going through, it comes back out, might come to him again, it indeed does. What about this for a start? 14 seconds, and Stephen McDonnell is in there to tie it all up. That is amazing. A goal down at that goal end. The first one coming after 10 seconds, and this after 13 seconds of the second half. And it is 1-6 to 1-6. McConville was about, but so too was Stephen McDonnell, the Kalevi man coming through here. They mean business, the champions. That was a great delivery. Good vision by McConville, and it was boxed into the back of the net.
Well, talk about it beginning replicating itself there. Exactly what we have in the first half for Tyrone, repeated by Armagh.
Well, that was quite amazing. Here comes Ryan McMenamin for Tyrone. Getting it back here is Peter Canavan. McMenamin kept his movement going there. And it was intended for Owen Mulligan, who of course got the first goal of the match. As I say, after 10 seconds, his cousin, who is Barry, played in the Tyrone Minors. He got a goal as well. And Barry had a bet on at 9-2 that his cousin, Owen Mulligan, the number 15 of Tyrone, would get the first goal of the game. So he'll be collecting the winnings later on. That's Declan McCrossan already booked. McConville looking around, looking businesslike. Doers after him, knocking it in towards Marsden. McDonnell, the goal scorer, is in alongside. there are other possibilities. And it's going to be a free in for Armagh. Dermot Marsden happily recovered from injuries that have plagued him in recent years. The man called across for special attention is Ryan McMenamin, and his number has been noted. And here comes Oisin McConville. 3 points so far. And this is where Armagh can go in front for the first time in the match. What a turnabout, behind by 5 points at one stage. He's got it. The champions lead. They've made a terrific start to the second half. Only 2.5 minutes gone. And it's now 1-7 to 1-6.
Well, this certainly is going to be a huge test of Tyrone's composure and belief. To see, particularly the young players, can they overcome this bad start?
Well, Dewar here has had lots of experience in recent years. He's lost it here to Andrew McCann. Boot going flying in there. And the decision has gone against Tyrone, and in particular Cormac McAnallen. He felt it should have been a free the other way. A bit of protest, and the ball is carried forward a full 13 metres. Cathal O'Rourke kicking it inside to Barry O'Hagan. Again, they've got a chance, and it's another score, a point. Once again, it's Stephen MacDonald. It's Barry O'Hagan. O'Hagan with the point. When we look at it again here, it may well be MacDonald. It was MacDonald, so a goal and a point for Stephen MacDonald. Twisted in beautifully. So Brian Canavan here will be a great deal more relieved now at this stage. They simply didn't play for the first 20 minutes, but they've made a magnificent recovery. Armagh going for 3 in a row. Ryan McMenamin, but this is only the first round of the Ulster Championship. There's a lot of football to be played. That is Chris Lawn. They work it forward again. McCrossell. Holding it up here is Stephen O'Neill. And it's taken away from him by Andrew McCann. The other number 7 is into foul, however. That's Declan McCrossan. And the referee gives the decision to Armagh.
Might have been a free actually for Tyrone that time for picking the ball up off the ground.
John McEntee. Challenging there is Stephen MacDonald. What a great start to the second half he's made. Not quite sure what these guys are playing at. Paul McGurk there, the number 4. And Sean Tague, the captain, ready to take the free kick. Stephen O'Neill, that was a frontal charge by McGeady. Not a fair tackle. His number has been taken. Owen Mulligan thought about going short to Stephen O'Neill, banging it in instead. They need to get something very fast here, Tyrone. Dewar kicking and putting it wide. The Clonmel man got a really good opportunity here. There's nobody putting in any kind of a challenge. He should have scored there. He knows it. But it's some comeback by the champions, but a long, long way to go.
Long way to go, and actually just looking at the Tyrone team, Chris Lawn is picking up a strange role for Tyrone. He's playing as a kind of a sweeper in front of the full back line. He's not marking anyone in particular at the moment.
There's another bit of holding, another free kick. Down it goes there towards Paul McGrain. And that is another bad miss. 2 wides now for Tyrone. For Armagh, rather. Outside of the left boot. Never quite measured it as accurately as he wanted. Broken down by Tague to Dewar. And McCrossan comes forward for Tyrone. They're looking for a score. Ooh, a little fumble there, but Conor McAnallen was moving forward. It's won back by McEntee. This is Barry O'Hagan. Ryan McMenamin trying to scramble it away. He's the number 5. It heats up. It's getting very heated. Thankfully, common sense is prevailing.
But the Tyrone game was successful early on. There was a simplicity to it. They were letting the ball go in quickly, but now they're complicating things, trying to play it short and trying to run it through the Armagh defence, and they haven't got the physical strength to do that.
Just at this stage, I'm beginning to look, where is Peter Canavan? He's out around the 40 at this stage. They've got a free in, however. Stephen O'Neill in possession. He's going to take the free. 13 metres out, but a very, very tight angle, as you can see. This to put a point between the teams. That's over the bar. That's his 3rd point. 2 of them have been frees. And now it is 1-8 to 1-7. That's an excellent kick. Tricky angle. Just about 8 minutes gone in the second half. John Bannon, former All-Ireland final referee, of course. Benny Tierney, vastly experienced. Down towards Tony McEntee this time. Jerry Reid has lost it, but there is support. Reinforcements arrived on time. And here comes Kieran Hughes. The wing-back trying to get away from Cormac McAnallen. It reaches Oisin McConville. Danger immediately for the Tyrone backline. This time he tries to angle it across towards Diarmuid Marsden. That is Cathal O'Rourke chasing with the other number 10, who is Brian Doer. And in the end, the referee decides that's going to be a free down for Tyrone.
Yes, he was a little bit slow actually calling that free, because Doer was definitely restrained from getting to the ball first.
And because Cathal O'Rourke wouldn't get up off the ground and release the ball back into loose possession, there's been a 13-metre penalty. Ball brought forward an extra 13 metres. Chris Lawn will kick this one. Kaplan back around his own 65-metre line. This is Declan McCrossan once again, attacking as ever. Ryan McMenamin outside to Cormac McAnallen. And that is a good kick, and that's over the bar, and the teams are level. Second time the teams have been level in this match. And the man who came through powerfully was Cormac McAnallen to get that one. And Ryan McMenamin wasn't too far away from it. He played the pass inside to McAnallen, who took it on his stride. And a great kick by the midfielder.
Yeah. The point by Cormac McAnallen was taken with great conviction.
So 1-8 to 1-8. It is as intriguing as it could be, and promised to be. Kieran McKeaney made a run across the field that time to try and take that kick out from Benny Tierney. He was fouled. Doer committing the offence. Free kick is rapidly taken here, and it's Tony McEntee who drives it way down into the corner. Stephen MacDonald, the goal scorer, after just seconds of the second half, 13 seconds into the half when he got his goal. This is John McEntee, and gathered in really well by the goalkeeper Finbar McConnell, fouled in the small square. It may well be that it is Owen Gormley who's going to come in. So the man going off is Owen Mulligan, goal scorer in the first half. Dangerous early on, but now there's a need to freshen things up a little bit. It's all square here at Clonus. Owen Gormley, who got 7 out of 8 points last year in the championship meeting with Armagh. He gets his first taste of the action.
Yes, you must credit Jared Reid with that. He's had a very good game on Owen Mulligan, even though he conceded that first goal in the first couple of seconds.
Andrew McCann gets it back, plays it back out here to McEntee. McCann again. Here's Kieran Hughes, dropping it down towards Stephen MacDonald. Won well by the cornerback here. This is Paul McGurk. Doer. Tyrone being expressive once again. Stephen O'Neill attacking Peter Canavan. Ahead for Stephen O'Neill, wasn't quite anticipating, but it comes to Doer. He beats the attempted block, it comes off the post and it's gone over the bar, and Tyrone are back in the lead once more. And it's Brian Doer from Clonmel first point. Missed one a little while ago, but he did really well here. Watch the defender coming in to try and get the block on him. He was untroubled, however, had the composure and the confidence to knock it in, but he needed the post.
Yes, the response from Tyrone has been emphatic, and that's 3 great scores in a row that has brought them back from the devastating start they've had in the second half. That one in particular, I think, is the first time that Peter Canavan has really made his impact in the second half. They've been finding it very difficult to bring him into the game, but as past that time, his vision and the execution by Doer was first class.
This is Enda McNulty, who needs the attention here from the physio, who's Brendan O'Connell, a Galway man, but he's based in Belfast City Hospital. Eugene McKenna, one of the great forwards to play in Ulster Championship football. And the referee is talking with Peter Canavan, and he gets a yellow card. That was for the tackle there on Enda McNulty. He says it wasn't a fair tackle, it was a foul.
That's right, there was a little bit of an altercation between them.
They're marking one another, of course, Enda McNulty and Canavan. A scramble in midfield. It's back once again with John McEntee. Into space, but there's nobody back there except the Tyrone man, and that is Cormac McAnallen from English. And again, the referee is very insistent, and if the team committing the foul don't retreat quickly, then the opposition is permitted to bring the ball forward by an extra 13 metres. Jared Cavlin. Oh, that was some dispossession by Justin McNulty, but Cavlin has it back. Declan McCrossan, he's had a good match. Cathal O'Rourke trying to deny him. Enda McNulty. Doer is in there. It's a real struggle. Kieran McGeaney wants it quickly. The referee says, hang on a while, I want to have a little chat here. And in any case, the ball isn't in the correct position. Ball thrown up in that case by the referee. Here's Doer.
Yes, that ball being thrown up is actually one of the frustrating things from players. I think the ball was taken forward by the Armagh defender when he was taking the free kick, wasn't taken from the right place, and therefore the referee made the right decision.
Mind you, it frustrates in another way as well, Martin, because the 2 players contesting are supposed to have it to themselves, more or less, and the others are meant to be 13 metres away, but they never are.
There's always a massive scramble.
Peter Canavan. Tyrone leading by 1. Jared Cavlin. Justin McNulty after him. Enda McNulty, his brother, in a travelling violation. Too many steps taken, more than the 4 permitted, and Cavlin looks at the referee, bemused look in his face, but it's a free out to Armagh. The champions trailing by 1. So we're going to have a change for Tyrone very shortly, and it'll be Colin Hughes who'll come on, and it's Kevin Hughes. Colin Holmes coming on, Kevin Hughes going off.
On the Tyrone, it was champion Colin Holmes, and on the different knee, Kevin Hughes. The knee will replace number 9, Mr. O'Keefe.
The public address system is pretty impressive here. I think that announcement could have been heard down in Waterford.
I think if we could put in for deafness claims after it.
So Kevin Hughes, off he goes. Colin Holmes coming into the action.
Yes, Kevin Hughes has been disappointing actually throughout. Most of the midfield work has been left to Colin McAnallen, so it's no surprise that there was a change there.
And Holmes has gone in to mark Cathal O'Rourke. And that was touched on the ground there by Sean Tague. A couple of decisions have gone against him this afternoon, 1 or 2 unlucky ones, but the referee said you'd pick that one up. Here's Doer. Up to Jared Cavlin, chased over there by Justin McNulty. Ger Reid put under a bit of pressure here. First time that's happened as Owen Gormley goes across to pick up that ball in towards Ryan McMenamin. He's meant to be the right half back, and the referee and umpire, having had a good look at that one, they decide that it went off the Tyrone man last, and it's a kick out to Benny Tierney. Officially it's Brendan, but of course known in football and among his pals and colleagues as Benny. Eugene McKenna, joint manager of Tyrone. McCrossan fisting it back. You think about this Tyrone team that had a very good league campaign, but of course both sides' preparations were upset considerably because of the foot and mouth incidents. And that's a very bad kick ahead there. There was no way that Peter Canavan was going to be able to take that pass there from Owen Gormley.
Certainly owns a clubmate of Peters. He certainly wouldn't thank him for that one.
Jareed belting it way down here. That's Cormac McAnallen. Good fist inside. Anticipating is Dewar. And the referee giving the free against him. May have thrown the ball. There's an Armagh sub coming on, and it's going to be Martin O'Rourke, who is a brother of Cathal O'Rourke, and it's one brother for another. In fact, there are two O'Rourkes among the subs, but the man coming in here is going to be Martin O'Rourke. The champions launching this attack to try and draw level. Still a good bit of time left. Ryan McMenamin back there with Dewar. The amount of work that Brian Dewar is doing is incredible. Here's Peter Canavan, but he's out there among the middle of the field, and you know he'd be a far greater danger to Armagh in closer to goal given decent possession, but that's what he wasn't getting. Paul McGrain still pursuing him. It reaches Cormac McAnallen, says, come on, you take it back. Inside to Stephen O'Neill. Surely they'll kick it eventually. Oh, they do, but after all that, positive. And the opportunity to score absolutely spurned. It was really promising. It looked positive at times, but in the end it was a negative result. Great catch. That's Dewar again, having a good match.
Having a fine game, but going back to that last incident where Peter Canavan had the ball, all the time when he was going across the field, Gerard Kaplan was inside behind the defence looking for the long ball to be delivered, and it never came.
Tony McEntee. Well, Tony McEntee is after being yellow carded by the referee. That's where Brian Dewar made his catch, but then couldn't go any further. So the physio is required once more. 20 minutes into the second half of this stage. Hard to call this one at this stage.
Very hard to call it. One of the things that is noticeable at the moment is that the Armagh midfield has gone out of it somewhat, and again most of the traffic, so to speak, seems to be going towards the Armagh goals, but Tyrone are not possibly maximising the possession they have. Again, they're overdoing the short passing. Maybe they're losing their shape somewhat. Too many of their players are coming short, and maybe if they left the two inside men rather than one, they might get a little bit more reward from the possession.
Dewar limps back in. By the way, Stephen MacDonald I've spotted out of shot. He was receiving attention as well. In fact, he still is right now, but the referee hasn't noticed it. And that is kicked wide. A chance falling to Stephen O'Neill. 3 points in the match so far, 2 of them from frees. All these opportunities are so vital at this stage. We saw that bad miss a little while ago, and this is another bad one here.
Yes, a sense of deja vu about it, a little bit like last night when Donegal had all the advantage and all the possession. They didn't make it, they didn't make a count in the scoreboard, and possibly Tyrone are falling for the same trap tonight.
You're not anticipating another late goal, are you?
I don't think so.
Last night's one is going to be showed on Crime Line, you know that.
Well, certainly, and from a Donegal point of view, it was hard to take.
Tyrone. That was a real just belter there. No real direction whatsoever on the part of Gerard Kaplan. Canavan, by the way, that's Peter Canavan, has gone back in towards the full forward position, or he's at his most effective, obviously.
Yes, and just going back to the general trend of the game, a lot of the play of the Tyrone team, the last third of the field, is quite aimless at the moment.
Well, Brian McGuigan, son of the great Frank, is coming into the Tyrone team, and he's coming in place of Gerard Cavlin, whose last contribution there was to kick that wide. He was a fine minor player and under-21 player, Brian McGuigan, and of course his dad was simply one of the best.
That's for sure, and his dad scored 11 points from play here against Armagh many years ago.
Left foot and right foot.
And fist.
Yeah, that's a great catch. But it's lost, and Tyrone have it back again. A lot of hard work for Armagh to do to win this championship match. Tyrone are making it really difficult for them this afternoon. Kieran McGeeney about to kick it. Dropped in there towards Stephen MacDonald. Beautifully taken. And that is a mighty kick. He's having a wonderful second half, Stephen MacDonald. He's got a goal and 2 points. 3 shots on the target and 3 scores. The goal after 13 seconds, and this latest point now coming after about 23 minutes of the second half, and the teams are level for the 3rd time.
Yes, indeed, and he's giving his marker, actually, Paul McGurk, quite a torrid time. But just going back to that score, I think it's their first score since the 3rd minute of the half. So they've gone quite a period without getting onto the scoreboard.
Well, the lack of consistency will worry them. The management will be worried now about a foot injury to Paul McGurk. Meanwhile, they take the opportunity to prepare 2 of their substitutes, Paul Dines and Paul McCormack. And Dinky might be coming in as well. That's Kieran McBride. Made his debut some years ago against Cavan in an Ulster final. What a time to start your championship career. And also there, hoping that he'll get a break, is Damien Gormley from Trillick. Eugene McKenna has been out there all this while with Siobhan McGuinness to make sure that the injury isn't too serious. He has been run ragged by Stephen MacDonald in this second half. Now I wonder, can he continue? Doesn't look so. He's going off. So there will have to be a substitution. Meanwhile, Ryan McMenamin has gone back into the cornerback position to mark Stephen MacDonald. The crowd getting right behind these 2 teams. Art McRory out there with Eugene McKenna directing the action, encouraging his players to get that ball down. They've done so. The substitute here, Colin Holmes, inside it goes, and Peter Canavan has drawn the foul. It's in a very scoreable position here. Great disappointment by Justin McNulty. This was Enda McNulty who was committing the foul here.
Well, certainly that was the case of the old dog for the hard road. He's engineered that free very, very well for himself. And certainly it couldn't come at a better time for Tyrone.
Not too sure about the number of shots on goal that Peter Canavan has had so far in this match. He scored 1 from a free. Now this is another opportunity. In fact, this is only his 2nd shot on target, and this one is very much on target, inside the right-hand post, and it's over the bar. He really is a superb footballer. And now it's 110 to 1-9 in Tyrone's favour. 9 minutes to go plus stoppages. Are the Ulster champions to be dethroned in round 1 of the Bank of Ireland Ulster Championship? They're coming strongly again. Diarmuid Marsden fed inside here. And that is kicked well and truly wide. Acute disappointment there by the midfielder.
There's just one little comment there, Gerard. Tyrone are very slow in getting in a substitute for Paul McGurk at the moment.
Just doing a quick count here. Have they just got 14 players on? They have. They're still warming up and preparing a sub on the far side there. I seem to see Damien Gormley there. Tyrone have used 4 subs already. That might be the reason for the delay. This is kicked back in by Andrew McCann. One more sub, and that's as many as they can use. And there's still a fair amount of time to go. That's well taken back there. The Tyrone player is injured. It's the 50th free of this match. Far, far too many. Ryan McMenamin is back on his feet again. There is a difficulty, we understand, that Brian Doer, and I've just seen him here, Martin, he's limping around the place, but still in the action, and there is perhaps a feeling that he cannot continue. And that will be the 5th substitution, but they've already lost the left corner back, Paul McGurk. They are down to 14, and they're in trouble personnel-wise.
Very much so, because if Doer goes off, they're going to have to kind of go with the 14. I think it looks as if Doer has injured a hamstring.
Armagh with Martin O'Rourke now. Down towards Stephen MacDonald. A battle of wits here. Sheer commitment by players on both teams. Forget about the backdoor system. They both want to win this highly prestigious tie.
As it is at the moment, there's 13 fit Tyrone players on the field playing against 15 fit Armagh players.
Look at the watch. Reveals that there's still 7 minutes to play. And maybe a little more. McCrossan, beautifully fielded by Ger Reid, playing at right corner back this afternoon. Armagh trailing by a point. But as you've heard, they have more fit players out on the field right now. And that is Michael McGee, who went back there to take it. He kicks it out quickly. There will be a substitution very shortly now, but the management over there have had a real headache deciding what they should do. Kicked in by Brian McGuigan. He's a lively young performer. Ger Reid challenges. Tyrone still advance, but didn't appear to be going anywhere in a particular hurry. Stephen O'Neill was the last one to touch it. Paul McGurk has officially been withdrawn from the Tyrone team, and coming in will be Damien Gormley. It gives them now 14 absolutely fit men, and I've seen Brian Doer now, and I think what they've said to him essentially is, look, go forward as far as you can and make as big a contribution as possible.
Well, we remember a number of years ago, I think it was Sean Stack or Shawnee McMahon in the hurling for Clare going into the corner forward position. I think that's where Doer will go now and try and contribute something.
You see Doer here limping. He's chasing after the man with possession there, who is McCann. And Chris Lawn has his leg pulled by Diarmuid Marsden. Here comes Doer. There's not a great deal he can do, but he's doing his best. Laying it off, taking it back. If he can score, it'll be some score. He's gone into the corner once again. It's held up there for Stephen O'Neill to come onto, to belt it with the left and to put it over the bar. 4 points for the centre half forward. He's missed a few, but my goodness, he's had the commitment to get on the ball time and again, to take responsibility, to take the criticism when it goes wide, and also to take the praise when those go over the bar. Nicely won back here, Brian McGuigan. On from McCrossan. Up it goes to Doer, the man with the injured leg. He's got another one. It's his second point. It comes with 4 minutes to go. And the challengers from Tyrone lead by 3 points. The limping hero gets it on the right and gets it absolutely right.
It's a wonderful response from Tyrone altogether. I certainly thought Armagh's experience would have stood to them by this stage, but it's Tyrone that are finishing the stronger.
That's Cormac McAnallen. And very shortly now, Armagh will start thinking in terms of a late goal. There's going to be another substitution, and coming in for Armagh is Aidan O'Rourke for Kieran Hughes. So the two O'Rourke brothers on the subs have come on, and that makes 3 O'Rourkes in all who've been involved this afternoon, as Kieran Hughes from Pearsogue in Armagh goes off. It's a real pressure situation for Armagh. Are they about to lose the chance of winning the Ulster title for the 3rd year in a row? They would still be involved in the All-Ireland series, of course, but this is a highly prestigious award for them. Aidan O'Rourke fed ahead here. They tried to get it in towards John McEntee, but there's pressure play from the Tyrone players all over the field. Colin Hughes winning it back. Held up here by Stephen O'Neill. Fed inside to Peter Canavan. Canavan just wasting up some valuable seconds. Only about 2 minutes of normal time still to go, 2 to 3 minutes. We haven't seen the board held up just yet to tell us the amount of added time will be added on. John McEntee down in towards Oisin McConville. We haven't seen a great deal of Oisin McConville during the second half, it has to be said. And that's kicked out for a 45. Real pressure now. But Art McCrory and Eugene McKenna will feel they are close, but they'll also know what happened last night up in Enniskillen. Art was there. You never have an Ulster Championship match won until the referee blows that final whistle. So much can happen, even in the remaining couple of minutes.
Yes, but it's looking more and more likely that Armagh are going to need a goal at this stage, and they simply aren't getting the ball into their forward line enough. And I must credit Cormac McNallen with a second half display. He's had a marvellous second half for Tyrone, and the overall work rate and commitment from their team has matched and been better, in fact, than that of Armagh's.
Just listen to the Tyrone supporters now, encouraging their team as this 45 is kicked in here, and it is kicked wide. It was an opportunity. Oisin McConville ballooning it away to the left. We're in the last minute of ordinary time, and very shortly we'll be finding out now from the 4th official. The referee's gone across to talk to him, and the linesman has also been there, and they've informed the 4th official how much time will be added on. It's going to be 3 minutes.
3 minutes additional time played at the end of normal playing time in this half. 3 minutes additional time at the end of normal playing time.
Taken down again here with some difficulty. MacDonald trying to go through. A real scramble. That was Chris Loan coming out injured. Chris Loan from Moortown, playing today in his 20th championship match, and this free kick is going to be Armagh. McGeady taking it quickly. And it just runs on beyond the forward who was hoping to contain it, Stephen MacDonald, and McGeady has put it wide. It's a kick out to Tyrone.
Yes, and just going back to Chris Long, he's played the strangest kind of a game for Tyrone that we could wish to see. He didn't bother following Tony McEntee out the field. He just simply stayed in front of his full back line, marking nobody in particular, sweeping from left to right, and it's been a very, very effective ploy.
McGeady's missed then. 24 scoring chances for Tyrone, 18 for Armagh. And there's the position up on the top of the screen. Tyrone leading by 3 points and attacking again here. McCrossan might leave this one to the other man. And the other man in question here is Owen Gormley. Dewar is running after. He seems to have shaken off that leg injury. A late chance. And it's over the bar, and surely Tyrone have won this game. That was some kick from a huge distance out. It's over the bar. That surely is the winner now. Cormac McAnallen was up there, and it was Brian McGuigan who kicked that last point, and now it's Stephen O'Neill who might kick the next one, and he does, I think. Yes! Tyrone have won this match. There's no way now the champions can come back. We're deep into injury time. There is only another minute and a half to play at the very, very most. They would need 2 goals to win it now.
And you must credit the young lads in the Tyrone team. His youth really has had its day today. The likes of Stephen O'Leary, the likes of Brian McGuigan coming in there, the 2 wing backs, McCrossan and Ryan McMenamin, they've been absolutely inspirational for Tyrone.
The foul was by Damien Gormley. The injured player is Dermot Marsden. The referee is using a couple of seconds now, which, if anything, will favour Tyrone. It's a yellow card. Damien Gormley then, the latest one to be booked. By my calculations here, that's 5 from Tyrone who've been booked in this match. This was the challenge. A rugby tackle, down he went. Might be useful in the International Rules Series against the Aussies next October. Marsden is injured and needs to be helped off.
Yes,
a bad start by Armagh to this match, but Art McCrory there will be absolutely thrilled. They're on their way to the next round of the Ulster Championship. They are after dethroning Tyrone. Of that there can be no doubt. So Armagh about to lose their title, it seems, coming for a late score perhaps, and Peter Canavan's way back there to help Tyrone. Just carrying the ball forward, putting it just a little too far ahead there. And the referee has signalled a free, which Enda McNulty takes rapidly for Armagh, the champions. McConville belting it in. Can Armagh get a late goal? And it's Ryan McMenamin who has it. We've played over the 3 minutes. It's all over, and Armagh are no longer champions of Ulster in this Bank of Ireland Championship match. Tyrone, who made a wonderful start, then got rocked in the early stages of the second half, but Tyrone came back, showed great character, no little skill. Brian Doer limped his way through the last 10 minutes. He's one of their heroes. He scored 2 points. Overall, it was a very satisfactory performance for Art McCrory and for Eugene McKenna's men. They look really good. We may see Armagh again later on. Let's go down very shortly now to the sideline to Fineen McAvoord.
The sad thing is, I'm with Eugene McKenna here on the sideline. Eugene, you must be very happy with that performance.
We are happy with a lot of that, what happened there, but there's still a bit of work to be done. But today it was a good result. Very, very happy with the way they played and the effort.
Do you think it would help you that Armagh were hot favourites to win the game?
Well, it didn't really matter, to be honest, because once you go out there, favouritism doesn't count. You couldn't fault the effort that the boys put in, and even Brian Dooher there on one leg finished off kicking a score at a very vital stage for us.
Now, you got off to a fantastic start, but Armagh, came back into it. Did you think maybe at half-time that maybe you had given it your best shot?
Well, when you get off to a good start, sometimes overconfidence kicks in, which happened. We started to kick balls from 50, 60 yards, expecting points, and wasted a lot of possession. That's a symptom of a good start, I suppose. But no, we got time to settle the thing at half-time, collect our thoughts again, and get ready for it. We knew Armagh were going to come out after half-time, and that's what happened. But the pleasing thing was the way we reacted to that.
Yeah. So you're very happy with that performance, Eugene?
It'll be hard not to be, but a lot of work to do yet.
Eugene, thanks a million. Thank you.
Friend.
So it finishes 1-14 for Tyrone, 1-9 to Armagh. The champions have lost their title after 2 years of supremacy here in Ulster. Tyrone look good. Someday for Tyrone, wasn't it? And someday as well for this man alongside me here. He gets the RTE Man of the Match award. It goes to Brian Doer. Brian, congratulations to you. Some performance, and you were injured.
I got injured there with halfway through the second half. I got a dead leg, but I shouldn't have used up our subs at the end up, and I couldn't get off.
My goodness me. It looks painful. And of course you were in difficulty regarding the subs because you lost a cornerback and then you were hobbling around the place.
But like, the rest of the boys made up for me. So that it was really a 20-man effort today, and 20 of us were standing. And this here, really, on behalf of the rest of the players, I have no better than anybody else. The rest of them give me the ball. And it's nice to get a win for a change. There's no times we won the championship or beat a good.
Action from the Leinster. That was the case between Carlow and Wicklow in Leinster.